Good morning, everybody. Orin J here with another War of the Visions video, and today we've got a special video coming your way because it's the end of 2022, and I wanted to talk to you about my top 5 most and least favorite things from War of the Visions for this last year. Overall, I gotta say, I think War of Visions is in a really good spot. I would say it's in the best spot it ever has been, and a promising thing to me about this game is, barring a few hiccups in the road with releases and some bugs, I do feel like the game has gotten better over time, and I hope that 2023 can continue to move the game in that direction. So in my effort to push it that way, I'm going to tell you 5 things in no particular order that I really loved from this last year, and then 5 things that I think the game could work on to be better in 2023. So let's get going. Now, the first thing I want to talk about, and I know I said they were in no particular order, but I want to talk about this guy right here, and just in general, the Warrior of Crystal side story. This actually has been my #1 favorite thing about War of the Visions this last year. Lucio is a free unit, he's really good, and he started his own PvE side story. I think that's amazing. The Warrior of the Crystals that we got released this year, Lucio, Joom, Velis, these have been meta-defining characters that came with story, that came with Vizier you could farm, that came with gear you could farm. They weren't just unit releases on a banner. Sure, some of them you had to go pull on a banner. In fact, all of them but this guy you had to go pull. But even the free unit Lucio is a beast at level 120 and really made the barrier to entry for new players lower. You can go just get this guy, level him up. His TMR's good. He's a PvE god. He's good in PvP. He does everything. And then if you want to pull some of those other units after you've experienced their story, you can chase their banners. They rerun them pretty often, and they're all good. Even Renan is getting some love with his Master Ability 2 and Dream upgrade someday. So I really think the Warrior of Crystal side story was really well done. I enjoyed playing through the story, and I really enjoyed using all the new units. I know they are continuing that in 2023, so I just hope it's as good and as rewarding as it was this last year. Okay, now let's talk about some other things that I think have been really good about this year. This next one is probably the most obvious one that anybody would ever guess, and it is an update that we desperately needed. That is this button right up here, background repeat. Oh, my quality of life. Has life been better since background repeat got added to this game? It is so nice to go to work. I go to school, I put background repeat on, I put my phone in my pocket, and no longer do I have to have my phone plugged in at my desk running a macro or auto repeat or something dumb like that. I just background repeat and get all of my farming for the day done. Oh man, I've loved background repeat. I don't even think I need to talk about that one for a while. But developers, if you're listening, any sort of quality of life that just makes it less annoying to play the game, 2 thumbs way up. So background repeat is a big winner. Okay, another one I want to talk about. And for this one, I'm going to look at a unit here that maybe didn't get the best treatment. And that is Eileen. Now, Master Ability 2s came out this year, and you might be like, why are you pulling up Eileen when you're talking about Master Ability 2? Didn't hers suck? Yeah, hers is not even nearly good enough. However, I really do love the attempt. There are so many units. Think about a unit like Ruinstern, who got a beast of a Master Ability 2 that became usable again. Eileen had her day in the sun back in Orlando's early days, and maybe I was the only one who used her. And she kind of had a little bit of a resurgence with her Master Ability 2. It wasn't as much of a resurgence as somebody like Ruinstern had, but I just love that there are units in this game that were good once, maybe fell off the cliff a little bit, and then spiked back up with Master Ability 2. Just like I said with the quality of life features that make the game easier to play, something else the developers could do that would just earn them a lot of feel-good points from the community is breathe life back into old units. I'm really hoping when Eileen gets her Dream upgrade, she becomes playable again, which she really just needs about 25 agility. Developers, please give Eileen 20... Yeah, that's... Whew. Okay, I'm out of breath. That's probably not going to happen, but it was a fun thought. Anyhow, like, just keep buffing old units. Like, keep adding, like, ways for them to be relevant again. That'll score you a ton of points in the community. It scored you a ton of points in my heart. I have loved Master Ability 2s in general this year. Sure, there's some hits and misses. There are a lot of units getting these Master Ability 2s, but if you want an idea of a Master Ability 2 done right, I'm going to tell you a little story about my friend Ruinstern right here. This is a guy who I thought was super awesome when he came out. I was not a content creator then. I did not have any polling funds available at the time, and I missed him. I picked him up later and like slow built him over time, but by the time I had him built, he had really fallen off the meta. Then he got his Master Ability 2, and just like that, I was able to like relive Ruinstern's glory days again. Was it as glorious as when he first came out? I don't know, I didn't have him then, but I got some significant PvP playing time out of an old unit. And then yesterday, I was talking to a friend of mine, another streamer that is coming back to War of the Visions, and she was really excited that Ruinstern was apparently like good again. And I was like, yeah, he's back. And she was like, man, that's super cool that like he didn't get totally power crept by now. That is a good idea. So like, devs, if you're listening, I love Master Ability 2s. Keep putting new stuff into old units. Be creative with it and try to not make it cost an arm and a leg to get those things. Master Ability 2s were free. You just did a quest. In fact, they gave you 50 Visior for the quest. So Master Ability 2s, A+ on that one. Okay, next up, I want to talk about some PvE content right here. Keyed content. I think this has been a huge hit, again, especially for new players. There are so many different rooms that you can unlock now that have things like gear you can farm, magicite you can farm. The Farplane archives have all the like side stories that we've gotten in here that you can open. All of this equipment that you could do. There are units you could go farm, and these are good MR units, right? Like McLeod, Revelka, Renal, Sorel, Crazy, Etra can do, you know, her thing. Anyway, most all of this stuff is really worth doing. So this kind of content, like introduce content into the game, then after a month or so, add it to the Farplane archives. This has been a wonderful addition to the game. I've really liked it. I don't remember if this came out right at the end of like last year, or if this is something that kind of has added its way into the game during 2022, but either way, it has really expanded during this year, and I've loved it. Like, it has been wonderful. And I understand too, like, I might not need to be farming all this stuff, right? Like, sure, I'm sitting on a bunch of keys because I play every day and I've been playing since day one, but for new players, this gives them a place to go to farm characters that they might have missed, gear they might have missed. I love all the keyed content in the game. Keep adding to the Farplane archives. It was a good idea. And then my fifth one and final one, again, all these are in no particular order except Warrior Crystals were my favorite, are how easy it is now to reset in Esper. Where's Odin? Odin, get over here. I gotta find my boy Odin. Where is he? Here he is. Okay, let me tell you a story about Odin. Back in the day, before we got this little button right here where you can reset with an item, I probably spent thousands of Visior just resetting Odin because he's such a good Esper, but you can build him as a slasher, as a man-eater, as kind of a like super speed tank with accuracy. There's so many different ways to build him, and when you had to use Visior to reset that all the time, it felt really bad. Adding in the Esper reset item, the like Amnesia do, oh man, excellent quality of life. Definitely makes my top 5 list of things that I liked for the game this year. Now, there was lots of other stuff I enjoyed this year too, but I had to narrow it down to my top 5. So there it is. I'm just doing 5. Let's not make a 400-hour-long video. If you have things that you liked that I missed, just drop those in the comments section. I already have read a lot of them this year because I did a post about it, but I'd be happy to read any more. Okay, now let's talk about 5 things that I hope the game changes, reworks, or fixes for 2023. I want to start in the Farplane again, and this was something that made my list of stuff that I thought needed fixed last year, and it's this right here, Porcelain Tower. When Porcelain Tower first came out, we were all very, very excited for it. We did not have like true high-end PvE in the game. We're talking like the first few months of the game. We got Tower and we're like, man, this is cool. It's hard. You have to like make your own separate teams for it, and it was kind of fun. Since then, it has just gotten longer. The teams, like, you can't, there's just a lot of quality of life that needs to happen to Porcelain Tower to make it fun again. One thing that I very much don't like about it is that you have separate teams for that than you have for your, like, regular missions. So every time Tower comes around, I'm like, wait a second, wait, what are my Tower teams? I gotta, like, retool them. There's only 10 slots. So, like, even though I have enough units that I could make 2 or 3 light and dark teams, well, I run out of room. So Tower needs love, and there's really good gear in Tower. Like, those elemental rings are worth farming, especially the light one. The rewards are pretty good. I would like to enjoy doing Tower. I just really don't. So I would just like to see some quality of life added to Tower and some better rewards, especially for clearing those EX floors. Those floors are hard. Give me something good for being able to beat those, make it feel like premium high level content again, and I would really appreciate that. So rework Tower 2023 from me. Okay, next up, I want to talk about something that just ended. Now, I do not always participate in class match. One of the reasons I don't participate is I'm really a busy person, and sometimes the like timing windows don't work out for me. That's not what I'm here to complain about. I really enjoy class match. I like it a lot. In fact, I like quick pick matches a lot too. And this is even class match, this is quick pick, whatever. You know what I mean? These things, these limited time PvE events, they're really fun. There's a lot of people that play this game, and this is literally the highlight of the game for them, are these limited time PvP events. The problem is they don't run enough. Like, I would like to see some more structure and schedule surrounding things like class match, quick pick. Limited Guild Wars is getting better. They're starting to become a little bit of a theme and rhyme and reason to it, but it's just not there yet. Maybe run something like 3-month-long seasons and then give us class match on like the first week of every month. Give us quick pick match on like the 3rd week of every month. And then that's something we can look forward to. We can plan on building up for those things. And those of us who are busy could try to like plan blocks of time around that instead of being like, oh look, it's quick pick match this week, too bad I'm super busy and will probably not get to do it, or just have to like click skip, which makes it a lot less enjoyable. So I enjoy these limited arena situations or quick pick class match, all those sort of things. More of it. Give me more of those. Just run them all the time. Just run them all the time. They're great. Okay, that's my thing there. Next up, this is one that when I made my community post asking for things that people dislike the most, there was 2 very common answers. One of them was everybody was like, oh, I hate the Addison Ray collaboration. Look, I'm not there. I don't hate that as much as everybody else. I totally understand it from like the company side of things. Will I pull on the unit? What does it actually look like? Guys, it's not here yet. We don't even know. So I'll save that. I'll save addressing that whole thing until it comes. But the one that I did agree with that everybody said was it seems like there are a lot of cost 100 and limited units, oftentimes back to back to back. That is a little bit of an issue. I don't hate, like, take a unit like Sottily right here. I like that Sottily's in the game. I think he's strong enough to be considered a cost 100 unit. That's fine. But if you run Sottily right after you run a Global Fest unit, and then it's followed up by a collaboration of some kind, and for a month and a half, the only units that we get are, you know, half rate 100 cost banner units or limited time collaboration units, it makes the community feel like you are really putting the squeeze on them. I don't think you should get rid of any of the things I just listed, but what you should do is just add more not limited, not 100 cost units to the game, especially if cost limited situations are going to continue to be a thing, which I love cost limited team building, but give me some more 80 cost UR units that are just like, hey, this week, this unit's coming out, she or he is an 80 cost unit that is fire element or whatever, and you could pull on her, you cannot pull on her. She'll be in the regular pool forever, and then you can spend all of those like shard tickets that we give you to help build them up. I think that would just earn you a lot of like, again, feel good points from the community. And I really like using units like Luelle, who a lot of people skip because they're like, oh, she's not limited. She's not 100 cost. I guess I won't pull for her. Not the greatest mentality in the world. So I would just like to see less limited, less cost 100 units, or at least more not cost 100 non-limited units. There we go. Okay, I hope I said that in a way that makes sense. Next up, this is one that I will keep harping on until it shows up. PC client. Like, I love playing this game on my PC. I have to emulate a phone to do that, and if you've ever watched one of my streams, especially if I'm going into the news or scrolling through menus, there is not an emulator out there that runs this game well. And whether the game was intended to be played on PC or not, it's silly for the development team to overlook the fact that a ton of people, especially content creators, play this game on their PC, because this gives us a chance to capture the footage in a high resolution that doesn't involve capture cards and tons of wires that go out. It's so much more convenient to be on PC. They've mentioned that PC client is something they are working on, and it's hopefully going to come out in 2023, so pin in this one. But a PC client would make my life so much more convenient. It would be a huge quality of life buff to me and every other content creator out there. In fact, I would hazard to say you'd probably spawn some more content creators, some more Twitch streamers, some more YouTube streamers, some more, just video makers in general, if there was an easier, stable way of playing this game on a PC. And company, you want content creators. Like, we are good PR for your game, most of us. So you want us to be here, make life easier for us. Thank you. Okay, next up. Systems. I want to talk for a minute. I realize I've been on this like same screen forever. Maybe I'll come back in and add some B-roll in over the top of it. Probably not. I want to talk about systems. Something that has continued to happen are quality of life updates that make all of the systems in the game more convenient. Streamline those systems. More of that needs to happen. For example, one of the newest ones is if you do anything in your guild right now, you automatically claim your daily rewards. Okay, that's nice, but how about also automatically giving and receiving my gifts? Like, there was the gift update to friend medals where I could click this, and I can click on friend gifts, and there's just a button that says claim and receive all. So why in guild medals do I still have to claim all, then load into send, and then send all? Like, if you can just give me my daily rewards, can the gifts just also be considered that as well? Like, why am I still having to click on all of that? A good example of how this happened was these statues. This skip all button literally saved me like 5 minutes a day. Like, 5 minutes out of my life every day where I was sitting waiting on loading screens is saved by the skip all button. That was a great update. However, there are just still some systems in this game that are inconvenient. And I think the one that probably everyone is thinking of as I talk about this is trust stones. Trust stones are really cool. I hate the fact that so many people don't indulge in trust stones because they are scared of this really convoluted system that exists. Is it better than when it came out? Yes, it is. But is it easy to use yet? Not for new players, and not for people who just feel like they don't want to be bothered. Mobile games, a big draw of mobile games is the fact that you can play them pretty casually over a really long period of time. And when you do want to play hardcore, you want that hardcore time to be in like team building and watching fights play out and maybe doing some like really like getting your guild in shape for like limited guild wars or guild raids or some of that fun content. When you have to try really hard for trust stones, it makes trust stones kind of not fun. So I would like to continue to see more quality of life updates to the trust stone system, and then just a streamlining of the game's systems in general, particularly like the guild system. There's a lot of unnecessary pop-ups that exist still that I don't really love. So just continue to fix the trust stones. I know you're working on it. put intern coon on that right away, and then just keep making things as convenient as you can, especially as more things get added to the game. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for this video. That was my top 5 best and worst from 2022. Let me know what you did and did not like in the comments, especially if I missed it, or if you like hardcore agree with me. I do love reading. When people hardcore agree with what I say, it makes me feel good about myself, so I appreciate those a lot. And guys, thank you for watching. I got a few more end of the year videos kind of planned, but we're gonna roll right into 2023. I can't wait, and I'll see y'all there. Peace.